Hey, hey, what do you think you're doing with those baskets? I was standing at the top of the hill, sun burning on my neck, but my whole body felt cold. There she was, Karen. The infamous Karen from our HOA, you know the type, always sniffing around for trouble, usually hiding behind a clipboard or making up rules nobody asked for. But this time she was bold, standing right in the middle of my ranch, packing my son's vegetables into her SUV, acting like it was just a casual grocery run. Her teenage boy was holding the trunk open, not a care in the world. "You need to back up, sir," she shouted, waving her phone at me. "I'm calling the police. You're trespassing. I just about lost it trespassing on my own land, so I came barreling down that hill, heart hammering so loud I swear you could hear it in the next county. That's my son's corn and squash you're stealing. Get your hands off it." But Karen just smiled and started dialing. "Yes. Hello 911. There's a man threatening me and my son at the community garden. He's yelling and charging at us." I stopped right there, fists clenched, jaw locked. Was she really calling 911 on me for catching her stealing? But sure enough, her kid loaded the last basket of tomatoes, and just as I opened my mouth, I heard sirens in the distance. That's when I knew this wasn't going to be some neighborly chat. It was about to get ugly. Now, before the police showed up and everything went sideways, let me take you back. Explain how we ended up here. My name's Travis. I'm a single dad, used to be a firefighter. Now I own a little ranch out on the dusty roads outside of Blue Mesa, Arizona. Bought 12 acres to start over with my boy Caleb, 13, a little shy, but hands down the best gardener I know. After his mom passed 4 years ago, this place became our anchor. Caleb would spend hours with his hands in the dirt growing tomatoes, corn. You name it some days. I think he could make a rock sprout if he tried hard enough. We never planned to sell anything, just shared what we had gave extras to neighbors. It was our peace, our therapy. But then Karen noticed. Karen Walsh, self-appointed guardian of the neighborhood, HOA president, busybody extraordinaire. She lived just close enough to make our lives interesting, always hinting that we should join the HOA like it was some exclusive club instead of a power trip. Every time I turned her down, she got a little pushier noise complaints accusing me of unpermitted fencing, even calling my wild mint illegal plants. She tried cozying up to Caleb, telling him he should plant extra tomatoes for her son's school project. We didn't think much of it until her kid showed up at the science fair with Caleb's exact display and PowerPoint. Caleb was heartbroken, but he just said, "Maybe he needed help, Dad." That boy's got his mom's heart. Then the trespassing started, footprints where they shouldn't be, tire tracks, a latch left open. Even our irrigation system got messed with one night. But I tried to ignore it. I mean, who wants a feud with the HOA, right? Then this morning, Caleb woke me up before dawn, grinning ear to ear. "The corn's finally ripe, Dad." He'd been working on some cross-pollination experiment, journaled every step. We made a deal to harvest together, but I had to run to town quick. By the time I got back, there was a strange SUV by the lower field, and that's where I found Karen snipping corn stalks, her son loading boxes, laughing like it was all a joke. That's not just theft. It's stealing my kid's hard work, his dreams. So there I was, yelling from the hill, Karen dialing 911, me ready to lose my mind. The cops showed up, lights flashing, officer steps out and barks. "Sir, I need you to stay calm." Calm. She just robbed me. Karen put on the waterworks, fake crying. He came out of nowhere. I thought he was going to hit me. I told the officer about my security cameras. Karen's face froze for a split second, but the officer was already suspicious. "Let's all take a step back. Hands where I can see them." Caleb ran over, face white as a sheet. "Dad, what's happening?" Officer looked between us. "Whose property is this?" Karen didn't miss a beat. "This is part of the HOA's community garden. He never filed a claim of exemption." I almost laughed, it was such a blatant lie. But then she pulled out a paper stamped and signed, "Looked official as hell." The officer frowned. "Sir, we may need to sort this out at the station." That's when I saw it, a forged signature. My name. Karen had faked paperwork to try to take our land. Just as my blood was about to boil over, Caleb tugged my arm and whispered, "Dad, we have the camera." "You showed me how." "That's right, I'd installed cameras everywhere." Caleb pulled up the footage on his iPad, and there, clear as day, was Karen and her son marching right in, loading up basket after basket. The officer watched, then nodded. "Okay, that changes things." Karen started floundering, still waving her fake document. "I have more paperwork at home." The officer was done. "Ma'am, I'm going to need you and your son to come with me." As they loaded Karen into the squad car, I just felt sad for her kid. What kind of lesson is that? Caleb watched the whole thing, his face a mix of relief and worry. "Do you think she'll come back?" he asked quietly that night. I put my arm around him. "Maybe, but not if I can help it." I thought that was the end, but I was wrong. The next morning, a new HOA letter was taped to our gate, same fake signature this time stamped, "Final notice, property seizure approved." My stomach dropped. Then a moving truck rolled up 3 guys in yellow vests with clipboards ready to inspect the land for repurposing. I blocked the gate. "You're not setting foot on this property," I told them. They tried to argue, but I stood my ground. "You step on my land, I call the sheriff again. I call." They finally backed off, but I knew Karen wasn't done. Sure enough, she started a campaign online painting us as the villains called the local agriculture board, accused us of growing unsafe food. That day our mailbox got smashed and an inspection notice showed up. Caleb's eyes filled with tears. "They're trying to shut us down, Dad." I called my old friend Joe Firefighter turned attorney. He didn't laugh. He said, "She's sloppy. That's good for us." The next morning, he helped us file for a restraining order, reported her for forgery, and had the HOA served a cease and desist. But Karen just escalated. Someone set a fire near the crop line that night. We caught it in time, but Caleb was scared. They're trying to burn it all down. By the next afternoon, Becky, a no-nonsense security pro from my firefighter days, came out to help. "I'll patrol a few days," she said, handing me a walkie. That's when Karen made her boldest move. She showed up on a rented truck holding a megaphone surrounded by a dozen neighbors. Banners flying donuts on the hood. "Community Take-Back Day," she declared. She called me a criminal, said I was poisoning kids. I yelled back, "You're trespassing. I have a restraining order." She waved another fake document. Joe called the sheriff, and Becky stared her down, cool as you please. Sheriff's deputies rolled up, and for the first time Karen looked scared. "Ma'am, you're violating a court order," the deputy told her, then showed her evidence of forgery. Karen's crowd started melting away. She screamed, called it a setup, but this time nobody was buying it. She stormed off, her son looking lost. I felt bad for the kid, not for her. But Karen wasn't finished. She filmed a teary video for Facebook, accused me of attacking her. Waved a bag of our cherry tomatoes, said her son was sick, and begged for donations. Her GoFundMe raked in thousands. People started calling Caleb veggie thief at school. It hurt, but Joe helped us put together a public statement, security footage, inspection reports, the real deed, the works. Some news blogs picked up our side. Soon enough, folks started asking, "Wait, is this the same Karen who said she never went on the land?" Her fundraiser dried up. But late one night, someone crashed a tractor through our east fence. More property destruction. This was getting dangerous. After that, we decided to go public ourselves. Becky shot a raw video of me and Caleb talking about the land, the lies, the truth. It went viral. Support poured in from across the country. Farmers, parents, veterans, people sick of HOA bullies. Caleb's school even apologized. Still, Karen played her last card. She sued me for defamation and emotional distress, claimed my video ruined her life. We ended up in court, packed room, Karen in a neck brace for effect, her lawyer spinning wild tales. But when Joe laid out our evidence videos, inspection reports, forged documents, even a handwriting expert, Karen lost it, started screaming about conspiracies. The judge dismissed her case with prejudice and referred her for criminal investigation. Outside, the reporters asked what I'd do next. I just said I wanted to go home. Caleb grinned into the mic. I just want to plant tomatoes. Life slowly came back together. The new HOA president, an old-timer named Henry, shook my hand and promised to leave us alone. Our crops thrived. Caleb won an award at the Earth Week Fair, and a local store started carrying our veggies. One evening as we sat on the porch, Caleb asked Dad, "Do you think Karen ever really believed she was right?" I thought about it. I think sometimes people tell themselves a lie so many times they forget it's a lie. By the time they realize it's too late, they've already hurt everyone around them. He nodded. Will she come back? Maybe. But if she does, we'll be ready. We built a new sign for the ranch together. Caleb's garden grown with heart, not hate. That's all he wanted to keep growing. A few days later, the sheriff showed up. Investigation was wrapping up. Karen faced real charges. Her GoFundMe shut down, her HOA power stripped. Even the landscaping company said she'd forged a rental agreement for that tractor. We tightened the fence, Becky stayed on as security, and Caleb started a little gardening channel. People loved it, left comments about their own HOA nightmares. One day I spotted Karen's car down the road. She just watched for a while, then left no more stunts, just a shadow. That night, Caleb said, I don't think Karen hated us. I think she hated that we were happy without needing anyone's approval. Smart kid. A few weeks later, we held a community harvest day, not just for neighbors, but for local shelters and schools. No forms, no rules, just soil and sun and kindness. That's the way life ought to be. As the sun set, Caleb stood beside me, looking over the fields. You think we'll ever be left alone? I smiled. People like us aren't meant to be left alone. We're meant to grow things. And when you grow things, someone always tries to take the fruit without planting the seed. He grinned, lifting a shovel like a sword. We dig in. That's right. To anyone out there dealing with a Karen and unfair HOA, or anyone trying to take what you built with your own hands, stand your ground. Tell your story. Protect what matters, because the truth always outgrows the lies, and no fake authority can uproot what's planted with love. Drop a comment. Where are you listening from? Ever faced an HOA nightmare? Share your story below. We're all in this together. All in.